Ever wondered how much material you need for building a house? Well, you're not alone. This is a question that puzzles many, from budding construction enthusiasts to seasoned builders. Today, we're going to delve deep into the fascinating world of construction material calculation. You see, constructing a house isn't just about stacking bricks. It involves a symphony of materials, each playing a critical role. We're talking about bricks, the building blocks of your dream home. Then there's sand and cement, the binding force, aggregates for strength, TMT steel bars for reinforcement, and a host of other materials adding their own unique touch. Accurate calculations are crucial here. They help prevent wastage, saving you money and ensuring you have enough material to complete your project without any hiccups. It's like cooking a perfect meal. You need the right ingredients in the right quantities. Ready to don your virtual hard hat and dive into the world of construction calculations? Here we go. First things first, bricks, the building blocks of your dream house. Calculating the number of bricks required for your project is more than just a numbers game. It's a careful balance of understanding the materials, the design, and the process. Let's dive into the formula. The number of bricks you'll need is determined by the total volume of the brickwork and the volume of a single brick. To find the volume of brickwork, multiply the length, width, and height of the wall. Once you have that, divide it by the volume of a single brick. But remember, the dimensions of a brick can vary, so always measure the brick you are using for accurate results. Factors such as the thickness of the wall also play a crucial role. Thicker walls require more bricks, while thinner walls require less. Adjust your calculations accordingly to account for these variations. So with the right calculations, you'll never run out of bricks midway through construction. Now let's move on to the binding agents, sand and cement. These two materials play an integral role in the strength and stability of our structure. But how much of each do we need? The answer lies in the magic of mathematics and understanding the properties of mortar. Generally, the ratio of sand to cement in mortar can vary depending on the type of work. For example, for brickwork, we typically use a ratio of 1 part cement to 6 parts sand. For plastering and rendering, the ratio is usually 1 part cement to 4 or 5 parts sand. To calculate the amount needed, we'll multiply the volume of the mortar by the ratio. For instance, if our mortar volume is 10 cubic meters and we're using a 1:6 ratio for brickwork, we'll need 1/6 of that volume in cement and the rest in sand. With these formulas, you can ensure a solid and stable structure. Next in line are aggregates and TMT steel bars, the skeleton of your house. When it comes to the firmness of your construction project, aggregates and TMT steel bars play an indispensable role. They provide the much-needed strength and durability, acting as the backbone of any edifice. Let's delve into the method of estimating the quantity of these materials required for your project. Starting with aggregates, which are essentially a broad category of coarse to medium-grain materials like sand, gravel, crushed stone, and recycled concrete. To estimate the volume of aggregates, you need to know the total volume of concrete required for your project. As a general rule, aggregates typically make up about 60 to 75% of concrete's total volume. So once you have the total volume of concrete, multiply it by this percentage to get the volume of aggregates. Moving on to TMT steel bars, or thermomechanically treated bars. These bars are renowned for their superior strength and flexibility, making them an essential component in the reinforcement of concrete structures. To estimate the quantity of TMT bars, you need to know the total volume of concrete and the density of the steel. The density of steel is generally considered to be 7,850 kilograms per cubic meter. So to calculate the weight of steel required, multiply the total volume of concrete by this density, and then by the percentage of steel in the volume of concrete. This percentage can vary based on the design of the structure, but a common estimate is about 2 to 3%. Remember, these are just estimations. Several factors like the design of the structure, the type of aggregates, and the quality of the TMT bars can influence the actual quantity required. Always consult with an experienced engineer or architect to ensure that you have the right quantity for your specific needs. Now you know how to calculate the backbone of your construction project. Scene script. Lastly, let's not forget the other building materials that are essential for your project. Now for the finishing touches, you'll need items like paint and tiles. To determine the amount of paint you need, first find the total surface area of your walls. Subtract the area for doors and windows and you have the paintable surface. A gallon of paint typically covers around 350 square feet with one coat. So divide your total paintable surface area by 350 to get the number of gallons needed for one coat. Remember, most walls require at least 2 coats of paint, so don't forget to double your result. Tiles, on the other hand, are a bit more straightforward. Simply measure the length and width of the area to be tiled, multiply them together to get the square footage, and add 10% for potential breakage or miscalculations. Moving on to the summary of our discussion, here's a quick recap of the key points and formulas. For bricks, we need to know the volume of the brickwork and divide it by the volume of one brick. For sand and cement, we use the ratio method, considering the proportion of sand and cement in the mortar. For aggregates, we consider the volume of concrete and the ratio of cement, sand and aggregate in the mix. For TMT steel bars, we calculate based on the total length of bars required for each section of the construction. Remember, these formulas are your tools. They are there to guide you to ensure that you have enough materials without overspending or underestimating. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about understanding the process, being mindful of your project's requirements, and making informed decisions. Remember, accurate calculations lead to successful constructions. So keep these formulas handy for your next project.